1-1. On the ground, left center field base hit, and it scores Cortez. First pitch. Cedon past the dive of Tommy White at third. Monasterio scores. Siegler gets the wave around third. Throw to the plate is not in time. And the Red Sox have tied it. Abreu strikes it well. Center field. Butler back. Tie game. Right on cue, Wilyer launches.
Just how important that bat can be. It can carry a team. Oh!
And now Willson Contreras launches. Back to back for the lead. You gotta be kidding. Chapman ready with the 2-2. Got him swinging. And the Red Sox come back again.
Oh, you gotta admit, Fridays just hit better after a Red Sox win, don't they? Welcome into Boston has entered the chat here inside our Salem 5 studios. Travis Thomas, the young gun, Keegan Steeple, Nesson, Matt McCarthy in the house, and Lucy Burge in the house. Nothing to see other than a Red Sox win last night, right? 5-4.
That's all we're here to talk about.
You take 3 out of 4 from the A's. We'll start there, then we'll get to some others.
What are you talking? Some good, clean family.
Yeah.
They had a
Home
great
runs.
time.
Yeah.
Everybody was happy the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
No one had any
Everyone
issues.
Everyone
getting
made the right
along.
base running decisions.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No meltdowns.
That is actually true. They didn't make the right
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
What
well,
I'm saying.
thank God, right? No meltdowns to speak of yet. We'll get to it. Let's first address the game itself. And also, hey, they grinded it out. 3 out of 4 from the A's in that Mickey Mouse ball club. This team, as we continue to see, the grit, the grime, scratching, clawing. Red Sox push on.
Yeah, I'm going to land the plane, but I first have to say they did not play a good series, the Red Sox. They played fundamentally poor baseball, but the difference between what they've been doing the last 5-6 weeks and what they were doing the first 3 months of the season is they can do that and still get the timely hits and still scrape together enough runs to win games. And that is why I think we've all kind of turned the page. Some of us were there earlier than others, but turned the page on thinking that this team is one worth investing in.
Yeah.
They're one that can continue to win games. They're one that can make a little bit of noise in the playoffs. So all the credit in the world to be able to watch this team just play poorly for 22 out of the 28 innings that they played in Sacramento, and to scrape out 3 victories, to get timely hitting. That's all you can ask for in a rough series, is to do just enough to scrape by, and that's what they did.
Yeah, we are at a point with this team that we weren't at earlier in the season, where when they go down, when they are losing a game, they're not out of it. And there's still the belief that they can win this game, and probably will, at this point, win this game, because despite everything else that's going on, the vibes or whatever, they're winning games. So, side note, they are winning games. So this team, I still think, is a contender, but realistically is a playoff contender, is a team that can go deep into the playoffs, I think, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that they can be in the World Series. And I know I've been saying that forever, but it's not crazy to say. Now I don't get people saying you're nuts. I get people agreeing with me that this team could be a World Series team.
The American League helps Double M.
Yeah,
the American League's wide open.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I think this series shows you a couple of things. First and foremost, when the Red Sox are at their best, Willson Contreras and Wilyer Abreu are pretty much right in the middle of it, as they were last night. But I think this series also shows you that, yes, while the American League is weak, they need help. They need more reinforcements in that lineup. They needed a couple of big swings last night. They got a big swing from Monasterio in extra innings 2 nights ago. They are coming back. They are winning games, which is not something they did at the beginning of the year. But how sustainable is it? Because I think Keegan's right. I don't think they played great baseball in this series. There are going to be times over the course of 162 where you don't have to play good baseball because you're playing the Sacramento A's, you're playing in a minor league ballpark. You're going to be able to get away with that. Things change tonight when you go to Los Angeles. When you play the Dodgers, this team needs reinforcements. And in many ways, I think that's what this West Coast trip really is all about. Bad things happen on the West Coast. They picked up a good series win. There's no such thing as a bad series win on the West Coast, even though they did not play good baseball in Sacramento. Tough series this weekend, but this is all about Monday at this point, guys. They have to add to this team. They need more reinforcements in the lineup.
Think about what they've done all season that we've been able to point to and been like, that's great. They've played great defense. They've taken advantage of mistakes on the other side. They've been great defensively and pitching. Those are the things they didn't do this weekend. 6 errors through 4 games.
Against the A's, by the way.
Against a bad pitching staff, which goes to kind of the other side of it, where putting together non-competitive at-bats, you allowed a lot of these guys who are just not good major league pitchers to get into the 5th and 6th inning with 50 to 60 to 70 pitches. It was non-competitive through 6 innings in pretty much all of those games. That's kind of why I come out of this series feeling good about the team, because you looked terrible for the majority of the time, but you were able to lock it down when you needed
A couple of factors, though. That Sacramento bullpen is awful. It's one of the worst
Luis
in
Medina's
baseball.
the worst pitcher I've ever seen him.
Oh, my God.
Not great.
You might not be wrong about that.
He's terrible.
But the defense, too, and I'm glad you brought this up. You want to get real nerdy here for a second? They're a better baseball team with Sung-Chae Chang at shortstop.
It's true.
And he's in Worcester right now. So now, I think maybe one of the reasons he's in Worcester is they're anticipating adding to this infield over the next couple of days. I think they have to. That's what these next 3 days are about. The Dodgers series is good and it's entertaining, but these next 3 days are about what they get done in the front office, not on the baseball field.
Yeah, coming into this series, I thought they were going to score way more runs than they did, especially at this ballpark. The fact that they didn't, but the fact that they still are winning games, I think this is sustainable. And I think, yes, they do need to add a shortstop. I wonder, and I want to ask Alana Rizzo about this later on, Trevor Story's role with this team, what that will be going forward. I don't think they think he's the shortstop of the future, which he probably wouldn't be, but I think that's what they're going to look at the deadline.
What'd you guys think of Sonny Gray last night? 7 innings pitch. 4 earned runs, 5 punch-outs. He did go deep into the game, and then the bullpen was fantastic.
It's been a little bit of a downward slope here for Sonny Gray. The last 2 starts have been arguably his 2 worst of the season. He had one early on that wasn't great, but of the 3 worst starts this year, the last 2 are among them. For him to be able, you kind of alluded to it, Trav, for him to not have his best stuff and to look shaky early on and to buckle down and give them 7 innings, which is something they needed because 3, 4 guys in that bullpen were down. They were not available to use is big, and that's what you get out of a veteran pitcher. That also goes to the other side of when we've talked about these younger guys. Peyton Tolley, Jake Bennett, reaching that innings limit. You now put more pressure on the veterans to, hey, we need 6, 7 every single night. We cannot have less than that because we're going to have to manage these other guys. So for him to be able, on a night where he doesn't have his best stuff, to buckle down and grind through it is huge. They wouldn't have won that game if he doesn't go 7.
And that's what you need from veteran starters. I think you're onto this, Keegan, too. Gray, for the most part this year, has been a 6-inning pitcher. They have not really pushed him up towards 100 pitches because he's most effective when he's in about the 90 range. There are going to be nights where you need him to go deeper, and it might not be his best night, but he's a veteran guy. He's in his mid-30s. He's been there. He's done that. That is invaluable to a team that's trying to win baseball games to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think on the other side, the offense picked him up. And we saw earlier in the season, not always the case, where the pitching was great but deserved a lot better from the offense. And last night, you had that. You had 2 home runs.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's talk about Jarren.
All right, Jay, roll the tape. Well, Jarren Duran in the 6th inning, we all know what happened. This happens, which how many times have we seen this season? In fact, we'll look at it. Duran's fly out. Okay, and then Willson Contreras stops at third, as he should.
It's good base running.
And then Duran goes off that he should have actually ran home? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Bro, what? And then he's going over, he's throwing iPads, he's breaking things, he's showing up coaches and teammates. What the hell happened
Apparently,
here?
according to reports, it didn't end once the cameras stopped rolling. The iPad, like you mentioned, slams a tablet, slammed his helmet down, that eventually broke a pipe and had water squirting in the dugout.
Later on.
Some of that has to do with it being a minor league park.
Yeah,
I would
still.
argue elsewhere that wouldn't happen. But still, this is I don't know if we're going to do it now or if we want to wait till later, but this is unacceptable.
It's this part. This is the
That look. this part.
Jarren Duran, his behavior, not only right now, but throughout his career here, has been unacceptable. It is the outbursts, the inability to control his emotions. We've seen it, right? It's gone on over and over, time after time, we've seen it. But this is the first time we saw it with his teammate. It's usually fans of the other team, home fans we've seen it with. He doesn't really love the media. He doesn't love answering questions. But this is the first time that he has targeted that ill will, that
Venom.
the feelings, the venom, that's a great way of putting it. The feelings that he has toward himself, and he's pushed it onto his teammates. Unacceptable, just
And
like
coaches.
the rest of his behavior. But, I mean, do we expect anything less from Jarren Duran at this point?
No. I mean, how could you? I mean, this is who Jarren Duran has been for a while, and the Red Sox have stood by this for a while, and I think we gave them a lot of credit for doing that for a long time. And I think, Duran had a lot of support, I think, from the organization, from the fan base. He's been very open about his struggles, and I think he had a lot of people on his side. The more times this keeps happening, he continues to lose support.
Yes.
And my question to be at this point, why is the team still standing by it? And I give them a lot of credit for doing everything they could to support Jarren Duran for some time. At this point, it would be better for the Boston Red Sox. It would be better for his teammates, fans, and most importantly, Jarren Duran, for Jarren Duran to have a new home at this point. He's batting 195.
Change scenery.
My sense would be he's really not directing that at Willson Contreras or Chad Epperson. He's directing that at himself.
Yeah.
Now, he's taking it out on other people, which, Keegan, you're right, is unacceptable. I don't think in the end he's mad at Willson Contreras. I don't think he's mad at Chad Epperson. He's mad at
Contreras
himself.
would have been thrown out by a mile.
By a country mile.
It's the
Forget
slowest
about
guy
it.
in the team.
I mean,
let's call it what it is. We love
It's
Willson
like,
Contreras. He's been great.
I mean, look at this.
This is perfect. Jake Roy, shout out to Jake Roy. He does great work for Over the Monster. He put together a list of every single sacrifice fly this season in Major League Baseball. And if you look in the bottom left over there, one that's circled, that is Jarren Duran's fly out to Soderstrom, who has 89th percentile arm strength, by the way, a former catcher, a guy who throws people out all the time. It's so clear that this is not an instance that you're going to send that guy. And let's not forget the conversations that we were having about Chad Epperson earlier in the year. Way too aggressive.
Yeah.
Sends
That's
everybody.
right.
Little bit of a problem.
That's right.
And he's finally started to rein that in a little bit, and they've been great on the base pass this season. And then in an instance where it's so clear, no one in the ballpark thought they should have sent that guy.
No.
Jarren Duran's mad that he flew out. He didn't get the job done. The job there was to fly out deep, give Contreras enough room to be able to tag up, and he doesn't.
No.
And then he takes it out on his teammate. He takes it out on his coach. It's unacceptable. And by the way, those little ones in the infield, we're talking about diving catches that like guys are hurt on and they can't throw the ball. That's what those were. So there was no world in which Willson Contreras is scoring on that ball.
Not even close. 617-582-CHAT. Call us. Let's talk about this Jarren Duran thing. Luce, as you saw this sort of unfolding, what was going through your head? What do you make of this entire thing?
Yeah. So, just a peek into the mind of Jarren Duran. And as I was watching this unfold, here's what I think happened. He flew out. He thought, I have been having a tough season. I want the RBI. And he didn't get the RBI. And he thought that Willson Contreras should have been sent home. Now, Jarren Duran works very hard. And when the results of that hard work are not shown on the field and haven't been for a while, that's very frustrating. I think that frustration has been building and building and building. And this was just a mental break where he finally was like, I am frustrated at myself that I didn't get the job done. He has said multiple times now, I'm terrible. And last night he said, I suck and I haven't been getting the job done. That is weighing on him. Jarren Duran is very hard on himself. And he is, he knows that he is not getting the job done. And I think that frustration boiled over. Was it the right way to show that frustration? No. And I think he would agree with that. That is not how you handle this situation. To show up your teammate in the middle of a game on the field, like the dugout, I guess, is one thing. I don't think we've ever seen something like this before. I can't remember ever seeing something like this before. And I think he regrets how he acted, I would assume. And I think, as he said in his post-game comments, he's ashamed. I just think of it as like, let's say someone here says something that I don't think you should have done, or producer does something, and I, in the middle of the show, said, "Hey, no, actually, you're wrong. Don't like. Why'd we go to break there?"
And throw your iPad.
And I throw my computer across the studio. I just look at it as there is an element of impulsivity that I think he is aware of these things. I think he knows that there are these things that exist, but in the moment, his emotions just happen. And I think then he looks back at it and thinks I probably shouldn't have done that. And I think universally in agreement that probably shouldn't have been the way he handled it. I think it is just an overflow of frustration because of how hard he works and because of the results that aren't there as a result of that hard work. But, of course, that is not the way to handle it.
Let's hear from both Duran and Contreras on this one. We'll start with the man of the hour here, Jarren Duran, after this game.
That's nothing. It's something within the team that we have that we work on, and it's nothing. Like, you guys don't need to know. Nobody needs to know. That's something between us and the team that we know what it's about. So that doesn't really matter.
Were you frustrated with yourself?
Yeah, I suck. Of course I'm pissed at myself. I can't even do a job for this team.
It's funny. He says it's nothing and it's between us. Mm-hmm. You made it that way, bro. Like, go in the dugout, have a word with your coach and then the player. Just you guys. Don't make any theatrics. Mm-hmm. You made it. You're making us ask you that.
This happened at Fenway Park, I don't know, a month ago or so. There was an interaction with a fan. He was asked about it. He said nothing happened. Okay, follow-up. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. It's the same thing over and over with Duran at this point. And we have a saying at 98.5 The Sports Hub, don't get somebody in trouble for something they haven't done. And then, of course, we get everybody in trouble for things they haven't done.
That's what we do, baby.
That's what we do. This will not be the last time.
No.
There's a Jarren Duran incident. It's the way it is. There are incidents every few weeks, whether it's with fans, whether it's with media members. Now it's with teammates. This is the first time that there's an incident with a teammate or a coach, but it just is going to keep on happening. And I just have to ask the Red Sox, like, at what point do you say this is not going to work out for either side? He's batting 195. They're better off without him on the field at this point. Jarren Duran, I think more importantly from a human perspective, would be better off going somewhere else at this point. He will never be the player he was in 2024 ever again in Boston. There's too much baggage here. You want to do right by Jarren Duran, keeping him around and allowing this to continue to happen, allowing situations like this to continue to happen on your watch won't be good for the team. It won't be good for the organization. And most importantly, it won't be good for the player Duran himself. As a human being, it will not be good for him. It's time to move on from this, whether that's a trade, and not that he's probably worth anything because he's batting 195 and is continuously having issues.
I guess the defense and the base running still something, isn't it?
Is it? You can't steal first base.
Yeah.
But he's batting a $195, and the defense is up and down.
Well,
it is.
The thing is, he leads the team in RBIs, and that's what he was trying to get in that moment, and did not.
I'm just trying to think if he's traded.
I mean, he's not a DFA candidate. Let's be real.
Unless you're punishing him.
Unless you're punishing him.
Unless you're punishing him.
Right, but
isn't he from? Is he from?
He's from.
So I mean, if you want to send a message,
California.
You want to send a message. You're out on the West Coast.
Stay here.
I'll be honest. I don't think they need to send a message to Jarren Duran. I think they need to take care of the guy by getting him out of here.
They've failed to do that time and time again.
I would agree.
Let's call it what it is. The Red Sox have enabled Jarren Duran to be able to do this because there have been so many instances and there hasn't been any repercussions. I mean, he got suspended 2 games for the initial one, and how many have we had since then? And how little punishment, if you want to use that word, has there been for him? And I've been critical of Jarren Duran for a very long time, and that's definitely not going to change. But what does need to change is the perception of stuff like this. It's no longer, oh, he's a young kid and he doesn't really know how to control his emotions. It's a man who's going to be 30 years old soon. And it just doesn't seem like he's a very good person. It doesn't seem like he actually thinks before he does things. And he's used his past as an excuse. He's weaponized that for poor behavior that just kind of ignores how that behavior impacts others. I used the word before and I'll use it again. It's unacceptable.
I think the Red Sox have done the right thing by supporting Jarren Duran. He's been vocal about his challenges, and I give the Red Sox a ton of credit for doing so. I just think at this point it's better for them and more importantly for him to move on.
Luce, let's hear from Willson Contreras, and then I want you to have the final word on this.
Yes.
Let's listen to this and we'll react on the other side.
I wanted to, but I followed orders. The coach told me no. I was like, okay, cool. It wasn't too deep. I wanted to give it a shot, but the lefty had a pretty good arm, and I saw his throw, so I was shut down. But yeah, I didn't think it was anything bad at all.
You looked kind of confused when Jarren was kind of gesturing toward the base. Were you trying to figure out, was he talking to you? Was he talking to the coach?
I wasn't sure. I love Jarren. He's one of the guys that plays with emotions, that plays 100%. We love him here, and he's one of the guys that if I need to go to war, I'm going to pick him because he's going to give his 100%. I saw him doing some stuff, but I would not take that personal. I love that guy, and we need that guy here. We need his energy, and I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet, but it's nothing personal.
So you didn't ask in the dugout or anything?
No, I think I will find a way. I'll find the best moment to talk to him. I know that it could be a mental thing, like it could be something that baseball is taking away from him, but like I said, it's nothing personal. We are a team. We are here, and I'm pretty sure that the manager talked to him already. But I love Jarren. He's the best.
Willson Contreras, the absolute leader here. I mean, the hero of this game. He handled this situation with class. That was the right thing to say. Luce, final word on Duran's behavior, and then also Contreras, to just be as big as he was, not only on the field in clutch, but to handle this the way he has in this moment.
Yeah, a couple things on this, because what Willson Contreras said right there was perfect. That was a perfect answer. I will say a lot of the things that Jarren Duran does, you can't take them personally. You cannot take them personally because that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And how Contreras responded to this was as a leader. He is a leader of this team. And there are some elements that were at play here that make me think that Jarren Duran will still be on the team on Tuesday. After the trade deadline, Jarren Duran, I think, will still be on the team. He is liked in the clubhouse. So I think there are people who are saying he's not liked by his teammates. He is.
Could this change it?
No, I don't think this is going to change it because they know who he is. So this behavior, I think, maybe it's happened before, we just haven't seen it. Because the faces of his teammates, when he was in the dugout, while all this was happening, they didn't. I mean, Ziegler, maybe he looked a little bit like, whoa, but Contreras didn't look super shocked by this. It looked as if bro, we care about you and you're acting like this. It felt like there is an element of they are supporting him, and I don't think that there is any we're against him now. I don't think there is any of that. But I think the faces of the other players while this was happening was interesting because it looked there's
confusion.
No, it was like confusion, but more like, oh man, almost like there it is,
pity,
almost pity, but there it is again, here he is again, and it's just the roller coaster of him, and you're just at the tippy top of the roller. You're riding the ride, and that's what it looked like. They were riding the ride of his emotions, which sure, that's how it goes. But I think the other thing that I noticed too, a couple of things that I noticed with this, the home run celebration. When Jarren Duran did not bring the Wally head over to Contreras or Abreu. That has happened a couple times, but he needs a cooling down period. So that's understandable.
Like a kid.
The celebration at the end of the game where the outfielders all hug each other, generally they're smiling. And the Red Sox take a picture of it and they put it on Instagram. They weren't smiling at all. And Abreu runs over, not hesitantly, but we got to just do this and go through the motions. How is this going to be? Duran wasn't smiling. They weren't smiling. And Jarren's usually laughing or whatever because of they won a game, and they weren't. And that's just something that I noticed.
Just to put a very quick bow on this, Julian McWilliams from CBS Sports reporting just a few minutes ago. Does a great job. His headline, Red Sox willing to move Jarren Duran. Multiple sources told CBS Sports.
Whoop, there it is.